everyone, welcome back to the Reclaimed Ranch. Today I get to reveal Sonnet's maker box. I'm so excited. Okay, I'm going to dive into this Roycycle one. This must be the Bird's Masterboard. Look at these colors. So excited. Oh my goodness. Look at how vibrant these colors are. Wow. How beautiful. Let me flip it around. Look at this. This is so gorgeous. And I love how Royce always puts like these little numbers or writing in the background, kind of like a mixed media feel. It just takes it over the top. I just love it. That is downright gorgeous. Okay, so that's the Bird's Masterboard. And you can only get it in these makers boxes. Royce will not sell these to the retailers. So that's what I love about this box, is it's only exclusive to Sonnet's maker box. This one's called the Summer Landscape. These colors again are just beautiful. Oh, wow. Wow. That is gorgeous. You see it all there. So we've got a little bungalow or a villa over here. These gorgeous trees that are in bloom. The sky with some birds. That is gorgeous. Let me flip it around here so you guys can get a better idea of the color palettes. And so pretty, so pretty. I can't wait to use that on a project. Oh my goodness. And then Connie with the painted photographer. Now this is on rice paper, so she draws these designs and then paints them with DIY paint and then makes decoupage paper out of them. How gorgeous is this? She's got the big one, and then these are the same thing but smaller size. And I love rice paper. If you've ever been on my channel very long, I use rice paper all the time, and I just absolutely love it. This is beautiful. That's gonna be a favorite of mine, I think. Oh yeah, and look, see the sweet pickings in a pickle goes perfect with Connie's flowers here. So definitely gonna be using that. And we got a little whisk for our milk paint. And then these are the DIY colors. So I'm assuming this is the weathered wood. It's a really pretty, kind of like a gray, blackish brown color. Obviously, if it's weathered wood, it's got all kinds of colors in it. And then this is Kissing Booth. So it's like a pink magenta color. Kind of hard to tell with this lighting, but super pretty. And then Fusion, of course I sell Fusion, but we get Prairie Sunset, which is one of my favorite yellows. And then Cast Iron, which is a very soft black. Awesome, love it. I am so excited to get started creating with this. So I hope this gives you guys some oomph to go get your own maker's box and be able to start creating with us and show us your creations. Sonnet would love to see them as well as all of us, and I hope to see you guys out there creating with this box and all these beautiful papers. So this bed frame was one that I bought for my daughter when she was younger, going from like a toddler bed up to a big girl bed, and it had been distressed already, but it was really distressed, and so I repainted it, distressed it to the amount that I liked, added the butterflies and the flowers. But this is a bed from Europe, and so it does not fit our American mattresses. So what I'm gonna do is, when I got Sonnet's maker box and I opened it up and saw Royce's decoupage paper, I instantly knew exactly what I wanted to do with it. We are going to make a gorgeous bench out of this bed frame. So stay tuned. Okay, so first things first, got to get rid of those stickers. So the little butterflies seem to come off pretty easy, but as you'll see here in the near future, when I went to go take the flowers off with my heat gun, apparently whoever painted it first didn't prep the surface very well, and it must have been like a latex paint, because just a little bit of heat on there, it was bubbling and ripping off, and you could see right there how it kind of ripped. So it was actually kind of very satisfying, because these pieces ripped off in big chunks. So got it all cleaned off there. Now I'm going to go in with my DIY Salvation solution, and this color is white. And the reason I'm doing that is because this is kind of a raw wood. The tannins are going to definitely be bleeding through. I ended up using 2 coats of the Salvation solution, which is supposed to help keep the tannins from coming through. So I did 2 coats of that, and then I did 1 coat of DIY's White Swan, and that gave me my base to go ahead and do the decoupage. So quick tip, while doing the Salvation solution, it's a really sticky kind of thick material, so I always use a brush that I can just toss, because trying to clean this stuff out of a brush takes way more time and effort than it's worth. So just a little tip there. And make sure to kind of do it. I was doing this outside in the shade, and it was drying about as quick as I could get it on there. So kind of be careful of that. So now what I'm doing is I'm just going in with the footboard, and I am measuring out 18 inches on both sides. And I'm going to use my level to draw my straight line. I'm going to cut this down. These are going to be the sides of the bench. So honestly, this was a tough project to do. I've never built a bench before, and kind of just got on YouTube and watched a few videos, thought, oh, this is going to be pretty easy. And it was like 14 hours of work. So sorry, I apparently didn't video the skill saw action there, cutting the legs down, but I am going to fill these holes where the bed frame was put together with some Bondo, and I'm going to pack it pretty thick, make sure that it's coming up over the top so that I know that those holes are filled when I go to stand it down. And so this Bondo is a 2-part Bondo. You just take the stuff that's in the can, and then the tube is a blue hardener, and it works really quick, so you got to be fast. So I only just did a couple sections at a time, and you just mix them together for a few seconds until the color changes to like a gray blue, and then you're ready to fill. So I filled both of those, let it sit overnight. Typically it cures within about 15 minutes. It says you can sand after 15 minutes, but I just wanted to make sure it was going to be nice and hard. And then this is the main part of the bench. I'm going to fill those in as well. These were really deep. It had very big iron or metal claws that went into both of these ends, but this bed frame was just too gorgeous to get rid of. So I'm really proud about how it came out, though. It was definitely a learning experience for me. Got my building skills out. Okay, so this is the next morning. I'm going to go ahead and take my sander with the 120 grit sandpaper and sand down that extra Bondo, make sure it's nice and smooth. And then going to make sure that it also doesn't have any bubbles or anything, because I am going to have to paint that area. So now it's time to make some pocket holes. I went to Home Depot and got myself a Craig jig and had to watch a YouTube video just to figure out how to use the thing, but it actually works really well. So it was kind of fun learning new techniques. And so this is just going to make 2 pocket holes so that I can screw it to the back of the bench. And, you know, I'm having a little bit of trouble trying to figure out how to get that clamped, but once I do, it's real simple. They give you all the bits and the drill guide, everything. So there's my pocket holes. And then I'm just going to screw that in. Make sure to use my level so that it's nice and straight. Well, as straight as I can get it, because the top has that ornate detail. And so it was hard to kind of figure out. But here I am drilling a hole from the back side of the bench to secure the top of it. And then I'm just going to place a nice 3-inch screw into that on each side. And now I need to figure out where to put the bench part, the seating. So I'm going to go up 17 inches from the bottom and use my level again to make my line. And that way I know exactly where to secure the base for the seating. So our next step is to start building the base, and I went and got some 2x6 boards, and I like to just chop the end off just to make it a straighter cut. And then I'm going to measure it out. This is for the back piece. I'm going to cut the back piece and then the 2 side pieces. And then for the front, I'm going to use the side railing from the bed because it's so pretty. And I did come across kind of a problem with the side rail because it has like an arch to it. So I couldn't have the seating overlap the top. I had to put it behind that arch. And I'm not in love with that, but I think my husband gave me a really good idea. I think I'm going to make a cushion and put it over the top. And that will kind of hide that discrepancy there. So there's a picture of the base that I started. I'm going to put the end pieces in. And I did have these 2x4s, these stained 2x4s. I had it a pergola quite a while ago in one of my booths. And when I took it down, I put it in the garage at the very back and totally forgot about them. So when I found those, I was totally excited because that meant I didn't have to buy a whole bunch of lumber. And I could use some of my stuff that has just been sitting around. So I did have to notch out the front piece, and I just used my little jigsaw to do that on each side. And that way it will get around the ornate part of that side bench there. So I am going to go in with some antiquing wax from Walmart because this wood is so brand new. There's going to be little spaces in between the seating on top, and you can kind of see down through that. So I just wanted to turn this more of a darker brown that matches the stain of the wood on top. and that way it'll kind of match in and not stand out so much. So now's the part where we put the wood on top for the seating, and at this point I'm pretty tired. I'm fighting with the drill, but I had to keep going, keep persevering. And there it is with the wood on top. It looks pretty the way it is, but you guys, look at that big space on that bench. That's just calling my name. So I'm going to go ahead and clean it up, and we're going to use Royce's The Summer Scene, her decoupage paper called The Summer Scene, and I'm going to go ahead and decoupage this on, and then I'm going to end up painting and blending in the sides where the decoupage doesn't go. So again, just the same as everything else, when you decoupage, you do your starter strip and make sure that you have enough decoupage on there. Especially when I was outside, it was kind of windy, it was hot outside, so it was drying really quick. So I had to work kind of fast. But just kept doing the same as I always do, and do my starter strip and then pull my paper up. You can see my little puppy down there saying, "What's going on?" So what I'm doing is I'm doing my glue, and then I use my fingers to kind of get it up underneath that curved part up top. And then I have a piece of saran wrap to kind of flatten out the air bubbles and the wrinkles. Typically I have just my hand and my heat gun to do this, but since it was outside, I needed to work quickly, so I just thought using saran wrap would help it go a lot smoother. So again, we're just going to keep working our way down. And then I'm using a mister bottle to get the paper wet, just so that it's a little bit more pliable to work with. And then rubbing it down, trying to work real easy and get those wrinkles out. And I don't bother ever trying to iron out the wrinkles before I start, just because I know I can get them out. Okay, so I'm almost done here, and as I'm working my way down, I end up doing an oopsie. I pushed too hard and was like, did y'all just gasp like I did? I'm like, nope, it's okay. We're just gonna undo it. We're gonna put it back on there, and we will fix that when I start painting. So no big deal. You can always kind of try and fix it, but just make sure not to use too much pressure. Take your time when you're doing the saran wrap method. See, here I go. I'm going to go ahead and just get my paints out, and I'm going to just kind of fill that little spot in, and you won't even know the difference. That's what's so cool about this paper too, is it's like, I don't know what kind of painting it is really, but it's just like little dots here and there of different colors to make the design. And so this was really easy to cover up, like this boo-boo. Just kind of did some different greens and different tones around that little bush there, and it worked out great. So I'm going to go ahead and let you enjoy some music while I turn this bench into a beautiful summer scene. it looks kind of crazy now, but you just got to trust the process. I was even like, oh my goodness, what am I getting myself into? But I was like, nope, I'm just going to keep pushing forward. And I was trying to make like a little willow tree over here on the left-hand side. And it just kind of, it takes a while, but it ended up looking really good. I think anyway. I don't know. You'll have to let me know in the comments below. But um, so yeah, just, this is your time to be creative and show the gifts that God has given you. And I'm not really known for painting a lot, but it sure is fun. And I really enjoyed this part of it. You just get to be creative and kind of be in your own thoughts for a while. And then on the other side, I had from when I took the excess pieces off around with the X-Acto knife, I had those pieces left over. So what I did was I kind of pieced in on that side and the left side of the bottom with those little pieces. And so I used like almost every inch of this paper to fill in these spaces, but it just kind of helped me guide my way of what this piece was going to look like on the sides. So that was kind of nice. So this is that side where I was kind of just piecing in the different things, and it just kind of gave me an outline of, okay, so there's another big tree here, there's a little bit of skyline, and then we can just fill in the bottom portion with maybe a path or some bushes in the background. So that was kind of where my mindset was going. And it made a lot less work for me, so worked out in the end. Well, here she is. We made it. Whew, that was a tough one, but boy, am I so proud of this. It turned out so beautiful. And I'm gonna have a hard time getting rid of this one, but I just don't have any room for it. So let me know what you guys think. Give me some love. Show me that you like it. And we'll see you on Tuesday for more Maker's Box creations. Bye.